Good morning, crime community. I have an update about Donna McElwaine. I just got the information yesterday from Hermosa Beach Review in California. I'm just going to read a little bit of what it says here. The entire section between Hermosa Beach and Manhattan Beach Piers, the location of the 2nd Street Tower was not correct in view of the entire situation. As a result, we moved this tower to 5th Street in Manhattan Beach and moved the tower on the Hermosa side 1 block north to Longfellow Street, separating the 9 blocks. All towers are thus equidistant along the Strand, and the farthest point any guard must go to protect his beach is 4 1/2 blocks, Baker pointed out. There is no measuring the cost of human lives that I am sure that every possible effort is maintained in the time to adequately protect the thousands of swimmers who daily enjoy these teachers. According to the official report, Mrs. McElwaine, who asserted could not swim, virtued out to shoulder depth and was apparently ducking or jumping the breakers when she lost her footing. Does this sound like something you would do if you could not swim? She was submerged by a breaker and came up struggling in the water and calling for assistant. Lifeguard Ralph Zwolsman, Zwolsman, waded into the 5th Street Tower, stationed in the 5th Street Tower. Can't read what it says. Accomplished during his public service at Hermosa Beach was to protest against having the sewage empty into the end of the 2nd Street, and he was further connecting the sewage disposal of the city of Los Angeles Hyperbia to El Segundo. This he accomplished, and we are thankful for it. Another time when he saved the district many thousands of dollars for when he demanded the city council to read right and whatever. John Holston had been born near Palms, Indiana in Minnesota. John Holston graduated from Elmer College. Funeral services were conducted from the Gladys White Mortuary on the Wednesday. Okay, so when it's like you can't read it. The point is they moved. Here's Tower A, which is Hermosa Beach. They had lifeguard towers B and C. They're saying from lifeguard tower A, they could not see. From lifeguard tower B, they could not see lifeguard tower A. But the guy who rescued Donna was from lifeguard tower B, which they changed to lifeguard tower 5 in Manhattan Beach. But we're still at lifeguard tower 2, looking at lifeguard tower 1, and we can't see lifeguard tower 1. So, but they say the guy who rescued her was from lifeguard tower 2. So how could he rescue someone that he didn't see? We shall continue. Donna McElwaine loses her life and surf resuscitation fails. Accidental drowning is official report of the county coroner. So now we have 3 lifeguards, 3 mortuaries, a county coroner, and 2 doctors. Where are the police? Where are the sheriffs? Donna McElwaine loses life in surf resuscitation fails. Accidental drowning is official report of county coroner. The 17-year-old Donna McElwaine, and they couldn't find her name because it was spelled wrong with an MAC. That was enough to throw them off until I gave them the proper date of her death. Who lost her life in the surf at the foot of 1st Street, Manhattan Beach. You see, it's Nate, Manhattan Beach. It's Hermosa Beach. So there's the first lie. Determined today by County Coroner Surgeon Dr. John Schaefer, it was stated, possibility that heart failure had been contributory cause was not mentioned in the official report. So it may have been a wet drowning or a dry drowning. They worked on it for 2.5 hours, but they couldn't figure it out. Or he didn't put it in the report. According to information from the Glade White Mortuary, that's the 3rd mortuary involved in this situation, which is most interesting, isn't it? To transfer somebody 10 miles, I would say that 3 mortuaries involved. There's probably 3 parts of her things in 3 different locations. Miss McElwaine, daughter of Don McElwaine, publicity writer for the Metro Goldwyn Mayer Studios in Culver City, has been vacationing with her parents at 139 35th Street, Hermosa Beach. That's where they were vacationing. According to the story reconstructed by the lifeguards, she went down to the beach with her girl chum. I would love to know who the girl chum is. Is that one of Ina Fowler's cousins that always wore black? Maybe pushed Donna into the water? You ain't going to go into the water if you don't know how to swim. That's BS. According to the story reconstructed by the lifeguard, she went down to the beach with a girl chum shortly after noon. At 11:40 p.m., she was sighted struggling in the water, slightly less than 100 feet from the shore. That's a little different than what the LA Times reported, that she was towards the end of the pier. Read on, Stephen. Slightly less than 100 feet from the shore by lifeguard Ralph Zwolsman, Zwolsman. That's the second lifeguard who rushed to her rescue. Together with guard Peterson, that's the third lifeguard. The girl was taken from the surf and artificially respiration begun. Within the next few minutes, the respirator was applied and the physician summoned. Despite the fact that the 2 doses of adrenaline were given to the respiration continued for 2 hours. So why did they give her another shot if she wasn't responding to the first one? They worked on her for 2.5 hours till 3:30. The guards gave up their efforts and the body was removed to Glade White Mortuary. That's the third mortuary. Her grief-stricken parents today were reported to have moved into Los Angeles and were staying with friends and could not be reached. Dr. C. Max Anderson, who arrived within 15 minutes of the time the girl was pulled from the surf, today expressed his belief that the heart failure was not unlike a contributing factor. Her heart had stopped entirely when he arrived and stated, and unlike causes of submersion, there seemed no response to the powerful stimulus of the drug administered. J.W. Baker, superintendent of county lifeguards today, well, they're not talking about Captain Walton, are they? Now we got a new C.J. Baker, superintendent of county lifeguards. So who was in charge, C.J. Baker or Captain Walden? There's another discrepancy. Today declared that it was his belief that the tragedy was unavoidable. Every benefit of science and skill was given by the guards, whose records in the area is unusually fine. After studying the circumstances, I am of the opinion that if there had been 4 guards within a short distance of the unfortunate girl, the accident would have happened just the same. So it's going to blame it on Donna being stupid and not being able to swim. But she went swimming anyway because she was so stupid. You know, we'll talk about Clarence Sinclair Bull's photographs tomorrow, okay? You can't talk about it. It's controlled by the state. The fact that we understand that she could not swim and apparently venture beyond her depth has a great bearing on the situation of the actual cause of the death. We don't know if this was in the daytime or the nighttime. We're going to have to go up and find some more records. Baker, in a further statement, pointed out that some criticism from misinformed citizens. Misinformed citizens, huh, Mr. Baker? The citizens are watching the lifeguards and making sure they're doing their job, but Baker's saying they're misinformed. Misinformed citizens had been made of the removal of the lifeguard tower at 2nd Street, Manhattan Beach. The second guard tower was not Manhattan Beach. That was the north tower of Hermosa Beach. In taking over the protection of the beach area between 1st and 13th Street, Manhattan Beach, this spring was made a survey of the means of affording adequate protection. You see, and the story ends there. So they're talking about moving the pier, and the story ends there. So when they're messing with the lifeguard towers, why were they messing with the lifeguard towers, moving them around over just a simple drowning that happens every day? These are questions that are unanswered that we're going to come to an answer to, hopefully, eventually. Why there were 3 lifeguards, why there were 3 mortuaries, why they thought it was Donna was stupid for going swimming. Who went swimming with her? Who was in charge? Who paid $50,000 for her plot at Forest Lawn, and whose none of the records at Forest Lawn match any of things that were reported in the paper? These are unanswered that only God and myself and my associates can answer. So we pray for peace again. Have a nice day. There's no peace here. We pray for the truth to come forward.